And I do think people are overreacting, but here is my take. It is bad. It looks really bad right now when you put the bottom six together, whatever configuration you have, whoever you have as the third line center, fourth line center, any of the wings, it is a bad bottom six as of now. But I do think people are overreacting because it's the projecting starting lineup for the beginning of the regular season. And when have we ever seen the starting lineup at the beginning of the season look identical or even somewhat similar to the one at the end of the season, particularly in the bottom six? There are so many opportunities for additions throughout the season. Not only is there stuff like waiver claims. We saw Mark Friedman get claimed off of waivers. All of a sudden, he's been our seventh defenseman for the past year and a half, a really good addition as well. You have waiver claims, you have trade opportunities, specifically whenever teams start to realize that they're not going to make the playoffs. Like, who knows? Maybe the Senators have a really bad start to the season. They're not going to make the playoffs. And some of these guys get easier to acquire, or some of these guys that you're trying to get rid of get easier to trade, a la Marcus Pettersson, which opens up opportunities for additions. Here's my overall point. This is the projected starting lineup. It will be so vastly different by the time the playoffs roll around. And I guarantee you, whether or not the Penguins' bottom six is good does not scare me in the least about the playoffs, because you look at their top six, you look at their goaltending, and you look at what their defense will be. I think the Penguins will, at the very least, be in the conversation at that point of the season. And the organization and the bottom six will look vastly different. I didn't even mention the fact that there is opportunity for younger players to come in, and all of a sudden, over summer, they've matured, they've gotten better, and they hit their own. They hit their stride. Sam Poulin is a candidate for that. Puustinen is a candidate for that. Nathan Legare is a candidate for that. Am I saying that you should expect these guys to come up and be bottom six stalwarts by the end of the season? No. But is there a chance that one of the three of them hit? Yes. And if they do, does that not make the bottom six look better? It does. So with everybody overreacting, it is just based on what it is, but it's not what it's going to end up being. So I think everybody needs to take a breath a little bit and not overreact to what you're seeing in the middle of July, when we still even have 2 months before the season starts, let alone the midpoint of the season and the playoffs, where the lineup is going to look vastly different.